You asked me for.
Here's,
I mean, you.
ma'am, stop.
Okay.
You need to take your hand off your hip, sit down in that chair. Because part of your problem right now is you're not listening. You've got one direction headed in your head as to something, and you're not listening to anything that I'm saying. Peninsular Place versus Lauren Darby. Good morning. What's your name?
Lauren.
Pardon?
Lauren Darby.
Okay, and who's here?
My witness you asked me to bring. Well, one of them.
Okay. And
Your Honor, the property manager from Peninsula Place.
all right, fantastic. And this is the final settlement conference. Where are we in regard to this case? Anywhere?
No, Your Honor, we have not been able to get anywhere in terms of resolution.
All right. Let me ask you this. What's your position on this case, ma'am?
Buckle up, guys. Today we're going to watch a courtroom moment where control is established instantly. The judge doesn't ease into this case. He shuts it down from the first second. The defendant's body language, tone, and lack of focus immediately trigger a correction. Before facts even matter, the court makes one thing clear. Listening is not optional here. This opening sets the power dynamic and warns the defendant that emotion won't override procedure.
No, you. Yeah.
I don't. This is my first time going to court. I don't know what that means. Like, what's my position?
Well, tell me what your thoughts. They're seeking termination of your tenancy. Tell me why I shouldn't do that. Let's try it that way.
Okay. One of my roommates have been harassing me since I got there based off a situation she had with somebody else last year. And she got one of my other roommates to kind of like do it, but not do it to the harassment. Like, she would tell my roommates, oh, she didn't take out the trash, or oh, she's throwing a party, she has friends over here, when they have the same amount of friends I have over, but she treats me like I'm a kid, basically. Like,
but this is your roommate.
Yes, this is my roommate. Her rules were when we tried to have an agreement, but she disrespected my rules, so I disregarded her rules when she disregarded the rules too.
The defendant admits this is her first time in court, and that lack of understanding shows. The judge reframes everything in plain terms, making it clear the risk is eviction, not roommate drama. This moment is crucial because it exposes the disconnect between what the defendant thinks the case is about and what the court is actually deciding.
It was to take before you had company, but she had her friends, a part of her little organization, come over while I was asleep, and it was like over 10 of them, and they were loud. And I didn't say anything, I didn't report it, I didn't have a problem, but she wants me to text her when I have company and I have over less than 10 people. Because in our lease it states you can't have over more than 10 people because that's considered like a gathering or a small gathering. But that was basically her problem. I received threats from my roommate. She put her hands on me.
Yeah, but what does the roommate have to do with the landlord?
Because these are where the complaints are coming from. She was friends with one of the other roommates that were in our apartment. I stayed in D, she stayed in C, and the girl that's filing for me to be evicted, those two, they stayed in B and C. So they were cool. I didn't talk to the one in C, so I don't really know what was told to her. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't even know she had a problem. Like, we never had a text to where she said I was too loud. That's another thing we agreed on. Like, if somebody was too loud, we would text in the group chat, say something, or they were knock on the door. Nobody ever talked to me or approached me about anything.
Here, the defendant lays out her version of events, describing harassment, unfair treatment, and tension with roommates. She paints a picture of unequal rules and feeling targeted. From an outside perspective, this is emotional but scattered, revealing frustration without clearly tying it to the landlord's legal responsibility.
So I'm really confused.
You're confused about what?
Their problem, because I wasn't aware. It was never brought to my attention at all that they had a problem or was a problem with anything I was doing.
Is your roommate still there?
She actually just filed for a PPO, and I was told by the police officers and an advised lawyer to bring this up in court too. She filed a PPO saying she was scared for her life. But last Tuesday, she poured Lysol, Pine Sol.
The judge cuts in sharply, asking the question that changes the direction of the case. What does roommate conflict have to do with the landlord? This interruption signals a shift from emotional storytelling to legal relevance, narrowing the focus to what actually matters in court.
Fabuloso and cinnamon all over my dishes.
So,
And I got the bag too. And then, yeah, it's
well, hold on a second. Your roommate has filed for a PPO as against you?
and she filed to break her lease. Yes, saying that I assaulted her.
Ma'am, just answer my question. She filed for a PPO as to you. Has there been a hearing on that? Have you requested a hearing on that?
I was going to the police station today to ask them how to do that.
I take it, Ms. Kazari, by the look on your face, you were unaware of that.
No, I am aware of the PPO.
Were you?
Yeah, there is a PPO that's been entered in September, I believe. And I'm not aware of. So the other roommate has been temporarily relocated to another unit, but at this.
So you guys have done that.
We've done that temporarily.
Got it.
But
The situation escalates when a protection order is mentioned. The judge immediately drills into the details, recognizing this is no longer a simple housing dispute. From a third-party view, this is the moment the stakes jump significantly, introducing legal consequences beyond eviction.
there's been continuous issues. I spoke with Ms. Darby. There's been continuous issues with other things since the altercation between the two women.
So maybe I need to follow one thing here. If the roommate has been temporarily housed at another unit, how did what you're claiming happen?
What do you mean? She's coming in and out of the house still. She still has access to the house. That's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't investigate these claims against me from her or the other roommate.
Well, how do you know it's her?
Because she told me. And
Who
she
did?
wrote a note saying she put that right
Who
there.
who is she?
Her name's Andrene, the roommate. Andrene. She told me she did this. I don't have the letter present, but she did write a note saying you need to properly dispose of your grease. She thought it was grease to her statement, but Fabulosa don't smell like grease to me. Or cinnamon.
Confusion takes over as timelines don't line up. The defendant claims harassment continued despite relocation, while the judge questions how that's possible. This segment exposes inconsistencies and weak documentation, which quietly undermines the defendant's credibility without the judge saying it outright.
So how many roommates are there?
There's 4. A, B, C, and D. I'm D.
So from the landlord, what are the other roommates saying?
So
Are there-
right now there's 2 roommates that are still there. It's just Ms. Darby and one other roommate. They're complaining. So at this point, plaintiff is looking for a move out date from Ms. Darby. We're willing to do it in a conditional order of dismissal, give her some time, but that's plaintiff's position.
Okay.
I told the police this too. It's in my report. I went to the office or called the office so many times to make complaints.
The landlord's position finally comes into focus. With multiple complaints and ongoing conflict, the plaintiff states clearly that they want a move-out date. A conditional dismissal is offered, showing the court is already leaning toward resolution rather than prolonged conflict.
2, it's just that the same excuse is, oh, Jane's not here. Jane can't answer the phone. Jane's on lunch. The police officer just said that.
Let me ask you one thing.
Okay.
If do you want to move or no?
sorry. Like, I'm emotional, but this is like my only way of school. And it's like the claims that are being put against me, I'm not that type of person. I'm like currently going.
That's not what the issue is.
I know. I'm saying like the complaint she has going like on me. They're complaining about trash parties. I'm a person that typically stays to myself in my room.
Ma'am, that's not the question I'm asking.
The judge asks the most important question of the hearing. Do you want to move or not? The defendant responds emotionally, tying housing directly to her education. This becomes the emotional crossroads, where personal hardship collides with legal reality.
I answered it. I said, no, this is my only way for me to be in school, and it's interfering with my school. I'm supposed to be in class right now, but I have to deal with this.
Hey, lady, what did you want to tell me? What?
Oh, I witnessed it. Like, I come over.
Where do you reside there or no?
I stay on campus somewhere else.
You stay on campus someplace else. You're students at Eastern?
Yes.
Okay. And you stay on campus elsewhere?
Yes.
Okay. And what you would have to tell me is what you've seen happen.
And like stuff she said.
Pardon? And stuff that this other person has said.
Yeah. I don't really understand.
Okay, so have you challenged the PPO? I mean, if it was issued sometime in September, you've had notice of it.
No, I just got served. What was it? Sunday? I just got served Sunday. I think it was because the officer told me like a lot of stuff, like my police report still didn't go through prosecution yet because they changed their systems and it wouldn't be up till November 1st.
Your Honor, just for clarification, it looks like the PPO was entered October 8th.
Okay, so
I'm not sure when it was served.
Okay.
A witness is introduced, but their testimony lacks direct impact. The judge redirects quickly, clarifying timelines around the protection order. This moment shows how courts prioritize relevance over emotion, regardless of how strongly someone feels.
What year are you in school?
This is my second year, my sophomore year.
Okay. So your freshman year, where did you reside?
I stayed in a dorm hall, but I had a suite mate that broke in my room. That's why I moved to Penn Place, so I can have my own room, my own space, and my own bathroom.
Okay. And I'm presuming that you're going to stay. You're looking to certainly stay somewhere in the area through graduation and 2 more years or whatever, right? Okay. So the semester's coming down to an end, right? So, and you tell me why we may not be this way, but wouldn't it behoove you to try to locate someplace to move? And here's the reason I'm saying. If we're set for a final settlement conference today, but if I set this for trial, then I certainly will listen to everything. But if it doesn't go your way, right?
The judge shifts tone and starts learning about the defendant's academic life. Housing history, school plans, and stability come into focus. From the outside, this is where the judge begins balancing law with empathy, without losing control of the case.
Then what ends up happening is you could potentially end up getting evicted in the middle of finals, whatever they are, because I'd set a relatively quick trial in this matter. And then end up in a circumstance where you have that judgment and then trying to get yourself into someplace else is going to be a problem. You follow what I'm saying? So outside of that, you then have this PPO issue, which, you know, I'm not sure on your exact time frames for, well, if you were just served with it, then you should still have some time in which to file for a hearing. But you've got that issue. So it's sometimes it's okay to be, at least in your mind, right. But then sometimes you got to put yourself in a good spot.
This segment delivers a blunt warning. The judge explains how going to trial could trigger an eviction during finals. It's calm, logical, and unmistakably serious. The message is clear. Choosing to fight may cost more than choosing to compromise.
You follow me?
I understand that, but if I'm to move, I don't go to school. Like, I would have to drop right now. I don't have like family that stays out here. I don't have the transportation to go with my sister all the way in the city and then come all the way back up here every day for school. That's just not in my, it can't work.
Okay, I hear you.
Mhm.
But what I'm indicating is when are finals?
They're the week of like December 14th.
Like every other college student, you have no idea how many finals you have, right?
No.
That's okay. I got one of you at home, so they don't know when your finals are. Not right now. They will later on. How many classes are you taking right now?
6.
6.